The history and origin of Walton Hatch. Henry Wortham was working for Jack Walton at the time Jack decided to sell out. Henry knew Manuel Massey, who was feeding for Paul Harvey, a professional wager from Odessa, Texas. Henry asked Manuel to form a plan with him in order to get Paul to buy the fowl. Manuel talked Paul into purchasing 12 cocks from Jack. Henry tied pieces of string on the cages of 12 double-barrel aces. When Paul and Manuel selected the 12 cocks, Manuel picked only the ones with strings on the cages that Henry planted. This was unknown to both Jack Walton and Paul Harvey. After all 12 cocks were selected by Manuel, Jack told Paul that he didn't know about Manuel's feeding ability, but he selected the 12 best cocks he owned, besides the brood cocks. Manuel Massey got the cocks ready for the Sunset Tournament. They won easily. Paul Harvey and Manuel won several other big tournaments shortly thereafter. This made Paul and Massey the top cockfighter that year. This all happened in the early 1952. The wins convinced Paul to purchase the rest of Jack Walton's fowl. Paul paid Jack the sum of $20,000. Paul Harvey hired professional union carpenters to build pens for the fowl. Carpenters worked around the clock getting the pens on Paul's estate ready. When the pens were completed, Paul and Massey drove to Dallas with boxes for the cocks and U-Haul trailers for the hens and little ones. During this time Henry was selling to others some good Walton Hatch, to others unknown to Paul. I had heard that some of these cockfighters were Clarence Stewart, Ray Hoskins, Richard Bates, and the Everett brothers of Hood County Red fame. Harold Wells ended up with the Bone Crusher cock, which was one of the original 12 cocks. Harold started a family of bone crushers that became a major force at the Jol N.M. pit ran by Tommy Booth. Over a period of 20 to 30 years Paul Harvey sold many Walton Hatch. At the time he decided to sell all the Walton fowl. Bill Patterson bought the best of what he had left. Bill still raises and fights the Walton Hatch fowl. The Walton Hatch, if inbred over a long period, will come spangled with pearl-colored legs, red eyes, and large bones. Their temperament is nasty. The Walton fowl will put gameness and hitting power into any breed. Also they will add bone size if your breed is coming small. To finish the story, Paul Harvey bought the Percy Flowers Blueface bloodline and continued to win derbies until his death. Bill Lysenby purchased the remaining Blueface bloodline fowl at Paul's death. If you ever owned a Walton Hatch, you will never stop breeding a few because of their gameness and tremendous power.
Disclaimer: no copyright infringement intended. All music, picture and videos inserted belongs to the rightful owner. For educational, documentary and entertainment purpose only.